just have NBA on Christmas. But you had the Raiders. Matthew, we see you in the chat. Beat the Tribal Chiefs 20-14, and the Eagles beat the Giants 33-25. Dre, any thoughts from the game today, man? I know you're excited about the Raiders, man. Hopefully Antonio Pierce gets that job.
Yes, indeed. Shout out to Antonio Pierce because right now he's showing you, hey, I am going to be the head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders. I want to say Oakland, but no, give that job to Antonio Pierce because they were able to do this without really even throwing the football. I don't think they threw a pass in the first quarter alone. So um, Antonio Pierce was able to galvanize the troops. We know that he doesn't have the best quarterback, but be able to do that within that division against a division rival, the Tribal Chiefs, and
First
win
win
this
against the
football
Chiefs since
game.
2020, by the way. So first time they beat them since 2020.
See, the Raiders played hard. They believed in themselves. They stuck in the game. And Crosby, I didn't even realize this about the history about Crosby and Mahomes. Is that HBO special with the quarterbacks? They were saying that kind of goes back to Crosby and Mahomes kind of going back at it, saying that there was a little animosity between the two. Um, Maybe it's just a friendly competition thing, but you could just see that like he was going after Mahomes. This was a man on a mission tonight, and you could see today rather, and you could see that hey, the Raiders not only want to show that they want to play hard for their coach, but also to show that hey, we're just a few pieces away from making this division. Not about the Chiefs, but about like it could be any man's game. So, um, shout out, like I said, shout out to the Raiders, old school football. It worked, and defensively, they made necessary stops within those last 2 minutes to be able to secure the football game. And then also in the Eagles and Giants game. The Eagles just pulling out a much needed win after this slide that they had against teams like Dallas, the 49ers, and the Seahawks, but able to settle in, get a good win over a division rival, get your confidence back, and being able to move forward to the next game.
Raj, your thoughts on today's early game?
I seen I seen bits and pieces of the Raiders and Chiefs. I'm not really shocked that the Raiders won because we already know the Chiefs are struggling offensively. And Antonio Pierce brings a new light to this Raiders team that they've been lacking for a very, very long time. So I definitely think he gets the job going forward as their head coach. He's always been one of those guys to me that seemed to be a leader. You know, when he was on the Giants, I think Super Bowl team back in 2007, he was one of those top leaders there. So it doesn't surprise me at all that once he's a head coach, he can bring some of that leadership over to the Raiders. But yeah, man, the Chiefs, they're just awful, man, at this point. I seen the pick that Patrick Mahomes made, the pick six, and I was just like, wow, he really doesn't have anybody to throw to besides Kelsey and maybe Rice. So yeah, man, this is their time to take a back seat and probably regroup for next season. I understand they're going to make the playoffs this year, but I don't see them winning the road game, especially if they're matched up with I guess the Dolphins or us. I think we probably will smash them at this point, but we shall see, man. The Raiders are looking really, really good. If they can get a quarterback, I think they'll be extremely good. But damn, they didn't complete a pass after the first quarter. It's crazy. That is wild, man. But shout out to the Raiders. They deserve to win. 14 points, in 7 seconds is nuts. That's crazy. I did see that as well. But and he was not able to come back after that either. So it is what it is, man. But I also watched, a lot of the Eagles and Giants game. The Eagles, man, they understand they won, but man, they just make everything look so hard. They make everything hard. Like this entire season has been a struggle for them to actually blow out somebody. And this is one of those games where you thought that they was going to destroy the Giants, and they allowed the Giants to just hang around. the entire game until the end. And you cannot win football games like this. And the Eagles are continuing to just get by, to be honest with you. So they're gonna have a major letdown, I believe, in the playoffs when they make it. And it just goes to show you, man, that although you made the Super Bowl last year, you brought everybody back. You're not the same team that you was last season, because at key points you make dumb decisions, and a lot of times today they made a lot of dumb decisions. So, and we'll see what happens going forward, man. But it just don't look good for the Eagles, honestly.
Both teams from the Super Bowl last year looking like they are not peaking at the right time. The Chiefs' offensive line is terrible, by the way. Speaking of offensive lines, I know the Ravens look good. The Chiefs' offensive line is terrible. And the Eagles' defense, I don't think they can stop a nosebleed. They had Tyrod Taylor looking like Lamar out there throwing bombs with the damn Giants. And
I thought
Wink,
he was Joe. I thought he was Joe Flacco point too.
yeah, and Wink
Exactly.
probably get fired at the end of the year, but they were stopping them on defense. I mean, it's crazy, man. The NFL, especially divisional games, because those were two divisional games. Anything can happen. And when you get to the playoffs, like I said earlier in the group chat, it's one game. Anything can happen. You know, the Eagles might win the NFC East probably, but they could get got. So the 49ers get got today. I mean, the Ravens, they've played down to their competition. So anything could happen. So we got to take it 1 week at a time, Ravens flock. We got to take it 1 week at a time, beat Miami, clinch home field. And maybe after that, we can have some other conversations about scenarios and things like that. But they clinched their #1 seed. That will make things a lot more clearer and exciting in Ravens country. That's all we got, guys. Anything else, guys, before we